So this is the triage for the 16th of January, and let's get started. Hey, Chef External Service, Oxford Solar for Elasticsearch.
Okay, push jobs.
Getting the error below. Elasticsearch index.
Well, it's weird. So push jobs shouldn't ever really. I'm trying to figure out why push jobs.
You know what? I'm pretty sure that if he tries to find out if that index is hitting that service or index, it'll return something back to him. This is something that I was seeing, but I don't know. I'm looking. Wait, I'm jumping far ahead of what I'm reading right now. I want to see what he is. Localhost 9200. So this functionality, I don't know if it is working right now. Maybe it is. Like if people just install their they say they want to use Elasticsearch and they manually install Elasticsearch locally. Do we expect it to work? Because I think that's what he's doing. He's hitting localhost 9200 for Elasticsearch. So it's on the same, it's as good as the internal swap that we are doing.
Huh.
Anamika in. Also, like, I don't like she's trying to install push jobs, but I don't know if this, like, perhaps this error always existed.
That's what I was wondering. That's what I was wondering. Is I'm just really. I mean, it's certainly conceivable that there's some weird interaction. I mean, what version of Chef Server are we trying here? They didn't mention any versions. Okay, so Chef version is 12.21.31. Okay, so yeah, I'm not. I think the question is, does this occur without push jobs? Is where I would start.
Yeah.
I mean, can you set up a self server right off like this and then add push jobs after? Because I'm really having trouble figuring out how push jobs would have broken Elasticsearch.
Oh, oops. No, I didn't want to post. It would work. She perhaps is. I don't think I need to ask her that. So, okay, assuming it is one, assuming it is this. Uh,
Let's see.
Assuming that it was never successful and she's just a little confused about
I think the other question I'd want
maybe some logs.
the logs, and also what does their chefserver.rb look like?
Yeah.
I'm just looking at this just from the just like why are we even I mean they're obviously setting up something different because we have the external.
External Elasticsearch on the same box as the chef server is being installed. Could you post the non contents of RRP? Oh dear God, I don't know how to do this, do I? Shift ended.
Yeah, this is a real puzzler. I mean, it's not a configuration that I'm aware of having explicitly tested with push jobs. But also, it's very surprising that there would be a problem because push jobs is really it it doesn't really care about search. They're not really tied, or it shouldn't. World.
Yeah. Well, so Elasticsearch, let me check.
Yeah.
Which log file should I ask for Elasticsearch?
I guess okay, so I'm just thinking through how I debug this. Do they have a working chef server with external Elasticsearch before adding push jobs?
Right. Yes, that's what I meant to ask in the first question. So I must say before installing push jobs. So what I had seen was when I was trying to do an upgrade, there were some cases and there was no clear pattern as to when this would happen. But there was this bug that I kept hitting that the API would not be able to detect the Elasticsearch service running on localhost, but it was up and running. So that was the last thing I wanted to ask her. Like if she curls to that endpoint of Elasticsearch, does she see?
Yeah, I might even suggest that we start by verifying that chef server and the Elasticsearch configuration work by running chef server cuddle test, or even, and only then doing push jobs.
Yeah. Test
All right. Let's skim this here.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
Sorry.
well,
No, no. We
can
can
edit
still
it.
skim it.
Yes. I should put that in quotes. Or not quotes. What are these called? Backticks.
Yes. Backticks is what I call them.
Let me know when you're done, and then I'll put some
Let's do it.
labels on
Let's
this.
start with
Okay.
that.
Okay. So labels. Oh dear God, I have forgotten all the labels we were supposed to put. Aspect. I don't know. It's a bug. So I would say it's a bug, perhaps.
Maybe.
But there
I
was
would.
one feedback awaited or waiting
Yeah. I would. I'm not sure we can classify it.
as a bug yet.
Yeah. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, so maybe it's just this for now. Once we know what it is, then we can put it into some categories.
Yeah. I mean, this is a live issue that we probably should just stay engaged with relatively continuously while we. Yeah. We'll get some feedback from this person, and then they will maybe we'll help them figure it out. I mean, to a certain
Yeah,
point, this is. I'm not sure if this is a support question or a bug at this
yeah,
point.
yeah.
And you know, issues are a really terrible way of handling support questions
Yeah.
because we don't, even when we mean well, we don't necessarily get back to them as fast as someone who needs support would like.
This is definitely something we want to do in the next release. I don't know which one do we take, like consider for next release. This was
I
so
would
to be,
go ahead.
yeah, to be prioritized is just okay. We need to see what product has to say, and consider for next release is pushing us to do it for the next release. I think this gets the higher priority, so I want to put it under consider
I
for
want to
next
say
release.
consider for next release. I mean, product may have a vote here, but from a technical perspective,
Yeah,
breaking our FIPS customers is not good.
not a good idea. Yeah.
So let's try to get that fixed for them because it's something we supported for a long time.
Yes. Was there a component
I mean, this
fix?
is our chef basically. Um, yeah. Um,
Triage confirmed. There was one more, right? Size, but I don't know the size. So,
yeah. This is where that her earlier discussion about Erlang 20 versus 21 goes is if there's a FIPS module in Erlang that is mature at 21 or 20 or whenever it becomes mature, that seems far better to use than have our own crypto module. I'd love to get rid of our own special custom code around FIPS if we can.
yeah.
Um, all right.
Yes. This is, um, this is a this is a good to have, but
I would.
I wouldn't put it
I'm going to
very
differ here. Actually,
okay.
this is super cheap for us to do.
It seemed super cheap when we got started with it, but there were some unexpected failures, I think. I don't I have not looked much into it.
Okay, just
Uh,
reading this, I say, I mean, someone with GitHub privs should create the, chef hoax repo
oh, sorry.
and
Uh,
just, I mean, I can
yes,
do this right now, and I don't know, I have this like, there's a thing from Get Things Done. If something is easy and you can do it right away, just do the darn thing, so you never have to think about it again.
yes.
And
There is this, I'm sorry. I totally interpreted my knowledge and it was wrong. We have another issue while upgrading the version of Hoax when we did try to upgrade the dependencies, and I thought that is what this bug was saying. So I'm
um,
sorry.
so I need just to clone L Baker hoax into. Oh, we do have a
Let's see.
forked.
We have a xenolinguist Hoax here.
Okay.
Uh, Chef servers currently pointed to this. Hoax needed fixes, and I did not have the make.
Okay.
So I think what's happening is perhaps he tried to make changes on xenolinguist Hoax, but the changes needed to be made on Chef fork of xenolinguist Hoax.
Also, it's not private. It is forked. Um,
Yeah, this is public.
it's. Let me just see if
Check the settings. Yeah.
the collaborators and team settings. Um, oh, this is. This might take me a moment, just
Yeah.
because I haven't logged into GitHub today, and it's two-factor auth time.
No worries. I'll just frame up a comment until then, and then if that's the truth, we can post it.
Oh no, he should have access to it. As Chef Infra server approvers, owners, and reviewers, um, he should have. Uh, who's? Yeah. Well, no, no, he has access. So we should have figured out what happened here. This might have. We just might be needing to push a whole. There might just be a whole crud load of stuff to push that we didn't push or something.
Yeah. Or like in the worst case, unless we have too many things committed onto here that are not on the main repo, which I doubt it because everything is from Xenolinguist. So it doesn't look like we might have something here that was not over there. Uh,
Yeah.
so we could either just rebase or then create a new fork.
Yeah. Um, yeah, we can. Yeah. It may just be a matter of pushing a branch up or something.
Yeah, I will ping him about this also. All right, that brings us down to 150. No, 250. Okay, error configuring against the external PostgreSQL over IPv6. Okay, this was a part of the testing. This was something that we saw while we were testing to get the release out. I think this is the,
Okay. Yeah. I feel like I even spent a little time looking at this with Christopher Snapper, an echo of this one. Yeah. So I think this is we haven't plumbed all the things we need for IPv6 maybe through into Envy,
yeah,
because Envy has this parser that tries to validate the IP address, and the IP mode needs to be provided in the config file arguments um, before env does the right parsing for v6. So, I mean, I think this is, yeah, this is just env's parser not seeing the IP mode flag set. So there's basically, you have to give the IP address and you have to have IP mode both, or some variant in the config, in the Erlang config. So we just need to change our rendering.
So this would be aspect testing? No, testing is to add more testing, right?
Say that again.
I was wondering what the aspect would be, and testing is the wrong.
I think this is a packaging omnibus problem. Basically, I think our omnibus
Package.
config isn't quite sane here, if I had to guess.
Did we make a packaging omnibus thing here? Yes, omnibus.
Yes, we did. Because
We did it last time because there were enough coming up.
yeah, we probably even need to go through the whole miscellaneous thing, and probably a good half of them are omnibus at this point.
This is this a bug or is this something that we never did? But I can classify it as a bug, maybe.
It's an incomplete implementation.
Right.
I mean, that's what it boils down to.
And so I will say bug. Not putting the size on this. Okay. And okay, this is the one that we want to pull in. And maybe it's not external certificates. Yeah, it is external certificates.
Yeah.
Yes, this is something we want to do before the next release. Triage confirmed. I want to say documentation and testing because we want to add tests for this and do some documentation. Is it okay if I put both?
Yeah.
That's, security integration, not automate integration though. Upgrade. This is not packaging. Should I put this in others? Like it's the security.
It's, I think the reason it might fall into packaging is we may need to alter how we do omnibus stuff. Depending, I I think I think the open question in my head, and this is only because I haven't ever done it, is 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 there, I think there, once we write this doc, we're gonna probably look at this and go, oh, this is really ugly. Is my gut feel. It just it's one of those things that because we haven't done much at Chef, it's
yeah.
probably not, I don't feel like it's gotten the level of polish that you might like.
So then I'm going to put it as a chore, not a bug necessarily.
Yeah,
Yet.
I think there's a chore there
Yeah.
of like making sure that,
Things work as we expect them to.
yeah, that if maybe we have to have a directory that you dump all the trusted certs in, and then the omnibus stuff makes sure that, like, we have Erlang's SSL, we have OpenSSL and Omnibus. We have a whole bunch of different places where we have SSL and SSL like stuff. And we need to make sure that we're accept that the right things are be done in all the places. And because we have our own certs and own chain of trust that's independent of the operating systems installation, maybe two, but at least one with our own open SSL, we're kind of like, we're going to have to do some stuff probably.
Yeah. So this one was a tricky one because so this, I guess, if I remember the context of it, this was all while testing. So initially the bug that we started to see was with the LDAP tests, and then we realized that we hadn't ever tested or run those LDAP tests, and they were incorrectly configured. So we made some changes and we got those tests to work for the most part. But what we are seeing is this particular test still fails, and it's a little concerning because this test actually seems to run in two different places. But I don't know right now if it is because the test has been set up incorrectly or because there is actually an issue with our code.
Yeah.
So I know that this is an issue, but I don't know where that is. I'm going to put components LDAP for now. This might be testing, but I'll just put, because this is in LDAP. Aspect, I will put testing. Type, I don't know if this is a bug or regression or
Yeah.
a
Or
breaking
just a
change.
bogus test.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And I think this is one we looked at a little bit
yeah, yeah.
back in December, which is like
Yes, that's
a million
that's
years ago.
yes, before
Like a
the
whole
last
different
one.
decade.
It wasn't. It was, right?
Yeah.
See? Okay. This is done. We have a scenario. It just needs to be closed. Okay. Fresh. This is a real issue, but I think now we are getting very close to all of the internal issues. Well, all of these were internal, but until here. So I feel like let's skip this and go to some of the,
Older ones.
yeah, older ones.
Burn down this long list.
Yeah. Looks like he missed us here. So this one is 802.
Oh. Okay.
12.4. We are on an early 12.
I'm also seeing right before it 812.
Oh, there's another one. That is, yes, you are right.
Just to be pedantic, as I like to be.
You're right. I missed it. Um, all right. Where is this? Ubuntu 14.04.
Oh.
Do we support Ubuntu 14?
Well, we did at the time. Um,
Right. Like one of the first things for this, then might we check if that's still an issue, which it might be.
yeah, they did a substantial amount of digging here. It's interesting.
Yeah. This is LDAP. Search from the same box. Reception.
Okay. Okay. Oh, interesting.
Oh, that was not a good place to click. Should I? Sorry.
Okay.
Chef server seems to ignore the SSL enabled and TLS enabled flags in the chef server RB file.
Yeah, and it's so this is one of the ones that it's worth. I think this one may be different now that we moved to R20
Yeah.
because reading down a little further, SSD traced this into the flags we passed to the Erlang LDAP service, which is built on the Erlang SSL service, which was heavily reworked over to an R20. So
Yeah, and this is exactly, not exactly, but similar to what we saw even in the testing, that if you put SSL TLS enabled, which also reminds me we should perhaps edit our docs, which is a good note, because I think our docs say you can put TLS enabled. It doesn't do anything.
yeah, so SSD is yeah, this is what I was talking about. Yeah, we've updated. I think. I, yeah, this makes me sad that we didn't get to this, but I mean, we've upgraded. I don't know when we upgraded to R18. SSD did his tests on R17, and I feel like what we should try to do is see if we can locally repro.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a.
So, okay, I finally got this working.
Yeah.
LDAP base, LDAP admin, LDAP port, LDAP SSL enabled true. So he is using SSL enabled.
Uh-huh. I feel like I think we need a test around this. Is I think where I would take the action item. Let's see if we can replicate this, add a test around it, and verify that it's going to be working going forward.
Which might be easier because we do have an LDAP setup now.
Yeah, yeah. So let's make sure that we have a path to do LDAP over SSL, and make sure it's using the latest TLS, not the truly old and broken TLS. You know.
Let me make a note of this because we do SSL testing with LDAP. But let me make a note. Just give me a second, please. Uh, This is such a mean thing to say, but I mean it really nicely. Like, I want to say that it's doable now. It's not as undoable as it was before, and I want to do it. But like 2 years later, I am still saying we'll try to put it on a roadmap. Like I am avoiding the temptation to say it will be included with the next release. I'm so tempted to say that. Uh,
No, I mean, let's be honest, right? I
yes.
mean,
Yeah.
I would, before you hit, I would say, um, I mean, do you want to commit to having a test case around this at least? I mean, I think there's worth saying, hey, we've been adding a lot more testing around LDAP, and we're gonna have this get a test case to try to replicate your example. I don't know. It's
Yeah, I want to, but like I know there is enough on plate for everyone right now before the next Ceph server release. So yes, I will put it on the board, but I'm
okay.
almost
Fair,
certain it'll not be done before the next release.
fair enough.
Uh,
Yes. I
I'm,
might say, yeah, yeah, it's good.
I can edit it.
Um, we might try to pull this into, try to, I would rephrase the pull this testing in.
Okay.
That just, I think you don't have to. Just the phrasing is a lot. That's all I was going to say.
Okay. Uh,
We'll try to pull this into testing, or pull this into our test. This example into our tests. I don't know if you want to say that or not, but
okay. And we should be able to set something up. Ah, um, any better?
uh, we've done a lot of work around testing LDAP, and and expect this will make this easier for us to. I don't know. Writing is hard. Writing the I this is why whenever you see me on Slack, half the time my icon blinks for like 2 minutes before I do a post, is because I'm like typing it and rephrasing and typing and rephrasing.
Yeah, well, I I just feel really bad that it's okay. We are at least looking at it and we are acknowledging and we are going to get like finish this queue someday. So
Yeah. Oh, we're
I'm
making. Yeah.
yeah, I'm sorry it's late, but we are gonna do it and we have to start somewhere. So
Yeah.
okay.
802. Oh, you
uh,
have to have you still have some
I
yeah. Let's get the
yeah.
categorizer.
Uh, this is testing, maybe. I will say consider for next release because it seems like a relatively low hanging fruit. Triage. There was one try reproducing, right? Yeah. Component size, triage status, type. This might be a bug. No, might be a bug. All right. So, oh, we were on page 4. We just saw, no, we weren't on page 4. We were on 5 and we just saw 812.
Yep.
So it's 802 now.
807.
Fails on. Sorry, did I miss one? 807? Was it before this? No, it's 802, right?
Oh, okay. I see. Never mind. Different filters.
Okay.
Run resource. Do run. Oh. Enterprise EL6. Feel like we've hit a similar one. The 9.2 release. 9.2 release. 9.2 release of what?
That IPv6 comp is an unknown key.
This looks.
I just ran into it on Chef 12.
I think we need to see if this is.
True. It still exists.
Yeah. I mean, it's like. Okay, so this is 12.4. I think we need to try see if it even repros. I mean, this is weird because it's EL6 12.4. I mean,
Actually, when I say try reproducing, I usually mean with the latest version of Chef Server, not the old
yeah.
version. Is that
Well,
a
this
fair?
is that's quite okay. I mean, we don't commit to supporting 12.4 at this point. I'm just also thinking, boy, there's been a lot around this that's been updated. You know,
Yeah.
especially because we're running a much newer version of Chef Client, and
Yeah.
the sys. I think the note we might make for ourselves is to make sure that we've moved over completely to the sysctl resource
Yeah.
rather than our magic. We had a hack because the sysctl resource wasn't so great back when we wrote the code in 2012,
Yeah.
and we should just make sure that we're using the latest stuff.
Omnibus packaging sounds right.
Oh yeah.
Also, we are over time.
I can go a little longer. You want to try to go till 2 and make
Yep.
some progress on
Yep.
the backlog while we're here?
Yes.
It's
Let's
been
do
a
that.
while since I mean, we basically had one in the month of December, or maybe even fewer,
Yeah.
with all the. All right. Next one I have is 750.
Yes. Chef server component should not store clear text passwords.
Yeah, I think this should be closed.
I
I
think
don't
this
know.
is done, right?
Yeah. Why didn't we close it, or I close it? I mean, this is 2019, so this is. Yeah. Just close it. Right. Yay. My favorite kind. Things that have been fixed.
739.
Hmm. The only thing I can think of here is that perhaps no, this should work. It it should work as they described from my memory of the system.
Oh, okay. So you want me to say triage confirmed?
I'm pretty sure that this is still a. I don't know. I feel like yeah. I'm pretty sure. I mean, the ACL for the yeah. So if they have read because of transitive from the users group, they should be able to read the ACL. So we should probably make sure there's a. I mean, I feel like there should be a test case, and I don't know what's going on here. I confirmed is a little strong. I feel like we should make sure we have a test case that covers this and see what it gives. I feel like there should be one. Basically, our ACL test cases were written by an obsessive completist. Um, and I mean, it really does literally try every permutation I could imagine trying. There weren't any shortcuts. So I'd like to see if that's in our tests, and if it is in our tests, I don't know, something's weird. Certainly, their understanding sounds correct of what it should be behaving like, and I don't know whether like there was something weird in their setup that wasn't fully reported, or we have a bug. But certainly, their statement seems sane and reasonable to me. I just don't know what's going on. I might say, um, we believe we believe the API should act the way you describe,
Okay.
something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Awesome. So 739. The next one is 731.
I feel like there is a this kind of we have this blob around SSL keys,
Yes.
and
Yes.
we it's like a theme that
Yes.
we might want to group this into the have make SSL make SSL easy to use, whether external or internal.
Yeah. So, and like the more this progresses, the more I see that the issues are all of the category SSL or LDAP,
Mm-hmm.
um, or all of these maybe gnarly cases.
Well, yeah. The thing is I think on the bright side, I think we're within with the SSL within close range of being able to say, hey, yeah, we're now doing the right thing for a whole. I think we're really close with that. LDAP, I think we're also close, but LDAP is a lot more complicated.
Yeah.
It might be a little
But
more.
but it is at least tangible. It's not like this, oh, setup that like we do once and then not know how to repeat it for 3 months
Yeah,
after. But
yeah,
like we have a reproducible thing that we can go to and take a look at.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that makes me feel better. The self-signed SSL key and certificate permission services is unnecessarily wide. Parent directory does as well. Yeah, this sounds right. Do we still keep it at 600? 644?
I don't know. We should. I feel like we should. I mean, I think there's a label for. Uh, we should verify this,
Yes.
not because we doubt their bug, but we just
Yeah.
want to make sure we haven't fixed it.
Fixed it. Yes.
And maybe we
Yep.
just put a note. Maybe we mark try reproducing and saying, verify that this is. Check if this has been fixed in the latest chef server.
Yeah. 727. Pre-flight checks hang if backend is unreachable. This would be performance.
I don't feel like it's a performance. I think it's like it's a usability
So then UX.
UX. It's a UX experience. I mean, it's. I think the fact of the matter is that it sits there without telling the user anything,
Yeah. Okay.
which is unpleasant and um it's not necessarily even wrong. It's just kind of weird.
This I would have. I don't know. I can put it as a part of a chef or as a part of others.
It's an omnibus packaging thing, I think.
Well, the timeout that we do would be from the chef code going to the.
Well, I'm reading it's Ruby. It's PGCon open, and
Yes.
it's a pre-flight validator, which is omnibus.
Thank you. I am missing a label, aren't I? Type. Maybe one more or one color done.
Oh, sure, one more.
All right. I will not pretend I understand this.
Okay. It looks like a thing we should do, but so back talking about the things you don't know anything about. Cookbook artifacts endpoint is one of those things I've not read in any detail.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop telling people I work in the chef server team. I feel like all the easy work is done.
Well, we've saved all the fun for you.
That was smart.
Um,
Uh, Cookbook artifacts endpoint in others.
it's Upscoder, chef. Uh,
It's a part of okay API in Oxford, sure.
yeah.
I don't know if we had ever decided to put the priority label. We never have.
Yeah, I mean, I think there needs to be a separate process where once we've triaged these things, we kind of go through with product and figure: are we going to put them on the backlog, or are we going to regretfully say never going to fix?
Yeah, we had a conversation about that at Rally, and I think we are going to start soon enough. start scheduling sprints to do this.
Yeah, by the way, can we look at 727?
Oh, did I miss this?
I didn't remember looking at it.
Yes, I missed it.
And the reason I want to look at this one is I think this is the perfect last one for us to do. Because we
Because
can,
of
yes, I can say we're
one
closing this
fix.
because we are no longer supporting the DRBDHA. I mean, we need to be, I mean, yeah, we're not.
Like, I think this is so unfair. Like, they reported it when it was an issue, and now we waited so long to respond that it's no longer supported.
It's, yeah, it hurts a little bit. Just
Yeah.
so you know. I mean, but at this point, yeah, I mean, you can't take all the work on.
Yes, I accept. It's just a very hard spot to be sitting in.
At this one, yeah, I'm not sure if I'd even. Honestly, I'm not sure if it's worth saying sorry anymore.
Yeah. So you're like, yeah, sorry for not replying, but what are you replying with? It's of no use to me. So
Yeah, I wouldn't even at. I would just say just close it. I wouldn't even at them with this one. I mean, it's a little mean, but at this point, it looks like they got a solution.
yeah.
I mean, it looks like
Apology.
maybe they didn't. And Stephen Renata's worked with them a bit.
Right.
I'm just gonna, yeah, closing this. Yeah.
Well, it's fair enough to just say closing this. Like, that is the reason. But I feel
Yeah.
like I have to close the loop.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
And that was the last issue we have seen today.
Yeah.
We will start with 687 next time.
Yeah, we had more or less maybe 5 weeks of not because of all the holidays and other things. So we've gotten rid of all the new ones,
Yeah.
and made progress in closing old ones. And next week will
Yes.
be
Better. Yes.
better. Right.
Thank you for your time today, Mark.